Hello, friends. Today I am going to start the microeconomics series, and the first module about the microeconomics will be about the theory of demand. As we all know that uh, the demand is a multivariate relationship. Uh, there are many factors that determines the demand function simultaneously. For example, uh, these factors are uh, price of a particular commodity and price of a relative goods, uh, consumer taste and preferences, income distribution, total population, etc. So it shows us the multivariate relationship about the demand. So in the theory of demand, we mostly discuss as usually about the theory of consumer behavior. So as we all know that as a consumer, we always want to maximize our satisfaction level given to our burst constraint or purchasing power, and that is called as that we are rational in nature. So today all the consumers want to maximize his satisfaction according to his preferences, and there are various approaches or theoretically uh, approaches with regard to the consumer behavior. So these are the cardinal utility theory and the ordinal utility theory approach. And further, the ordinal utility theory are classified into two approaches. One is the indifference curve approach, and another one is revealed preference approach. So today we will discuss about the cardinal utility theory approach. Uh, it states that utility are measurable, but we have consumed, it gives us some utility. And according to this theory, this satisfaction or utility are measurable in utils, and the measurement unit of these utility or satisfaction is money, or there is a monetary value contained with it. So this theory based on some of the assumptions. These are following, like rationality, cardinal utility, constant marginal utility of money, and so on. So first, rationality. Rationality means, as I have earlier told, that it means we want to maximize our satisfaction uh, according to our preferences given to burst constraint or purchasing power. So second one is cardinal utility. It means utility is a measurable concept, and the money is a measurement or convenient measurement unit of a utility or satisfaction. Third one is constant marginal utility of money. So uh, basically this assumption must have remain because monetary value should not to be volatile, it should have to be constant over the period of time, because over the period of time uh, our income grows, and B want to purchase maximum commodities out of our burst constraint. And if in that situation the monetary value of that purchasing power should have to remain constant according to this theory. If it not satisfied, then it is considered to be as inappropriate measurement unit of a utility. So fourth one is diminishing marginal utility. As we know that if we initially consume any commodity or goods, then we acquire a maximum satisfaction after the consumption of that commodity. But over the period of time, our satisfaction level becomes constant, and after then that point, if we consume another additional unit of that commodity, then the marginal utility that we have got from the consumption of that commodity, it may diminish over the period of time. So further, total utility basically depends on the quantities, on the total quantities that we have consumed. And the functional form may be that utility is equal to the function of consumption of x1 good, x2 good to up to xn good. So total utility is additive. It means whatever utility we have got consumption of x1 goods uh, and the consumption of x2 to xn goods, utility becomes a function of all the individual utilities that we have got after the consumption of all the commodities. So according to cardinal utility theory analysis, the consumer equilibrium, we can derive it through following equation. In a single commodity case, the equilibrium may exist when the marginal utility from x goods becomes equal to the price of x good. And in multiple commodity case, the consumer equilibrium we can achieve through that marginal utility from x goods upon price of x good should be equal to marginal utility of y good upon price of y goods is equal to the marginal utility of n number of goods upon price of n number of goods. So this is a mathematically or equation form derivation of a consumer equilibrium in single as well as multiple commodity cases. So next one is the graphically representation of a theoretically portion of a cardinal utility analysis. So as we know that these two diagrams identified or reflects the total utility and marginal utility cases. As we know that initially when we consume the commodities, then we got a larger utility from the consumption of a commodity, and it becomes constant over a period of time at point x in graph 1, and after then total utility may diminish. When total utility becomes constant, then the marginal utility becomes equal to 0. And after the consumption of constant point, uh, the marginal utility becomes it go basically negative, and total utility diminish. And last one is the relationship between the marginal utility and price. uh, we often are ready to pay more prices when we got larger marginal utility from the consumption of that good. And it shows the relationship by these diagrams, that is, we are uh, ready to pay P1 prices if we got marginal utility MU1 after the consumption of a X1 commodity. And the relationship, other relationship also reflects us that if we got lesser marginal utility, then we are ready to pay lower prices for the consumption of that commodities. So this was all about the cardinal utility theory analysis as a one part of consumer behavior theory. And in next lecture we will discuss about the ordinal theory analysis, in which we also going to discuss about the indifference curve approach and revealed preference approach. So I hope you all enjoy it. So that is enough for today. And further, if you enjoy it, do like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thank you very much.